Today, we're mastering the IELTS Speaking Part 1 using the 1-2-3 method. If you can control your structure, you can control your score. Part 1 is the introduction and interview section of the speaking test. It usually lasts about 4 to 5 minutes, and the examiner will ask you personal and familiar questions about subjects like your home, your town, your work, or your studies. So, many students lose marks because their answers are too short. So, a shorter answer means a lower score. Part 1 is the introduction and interview section of the speaking test. It lasts about 4 to 5 minutes, and the examiner will ask you personal and familiar questions about subjects like your home, your town, your work, or your studies. Be careful here. Many students get lower marks because their answers are too short. So even though this is the shortest answer you will give during the speaking test, your answer can't be too short. Here is an example of an answer that's too short. If you are asked, "Let's talk about your hometown or village. What kind of place is it?" If you answer, "It's a small village," that is very, very short. It's too short to get a good score. So, it's a small village, only one simple sentence is not long enough to answer the question and get a high score. The solution, the 1-2-3 method. First, start with a direct answer. Answer the question in one sentence, but then add a detail or reason to support that answer. And finally, end with an example that further supports the answer. This way, you can make an answer, or you can develop an answer that's not too long or too short. So, why does the 1-2-3 method work? The 1-2-3 method works because it prevents one-sentence answers, it creates a logical flow, it increases your chance to show your grammatical range. So with more sentences, you have an opportunity to show how much grammar you know, as opposed to one sentence, and it improves fluency. Structure reduces panic. If you get nervous when you take a test or when you're speaking English, having a structure will help reduce your anxiety. Now, let's try that question again with the 1-2-3 method. The question again is, let's talk about your hometown or village. What kind of place is it? Step 1, answer the question directly. My hometown, Hargeisa, is a busy and expanding city, but it still feels peaceful and safe. So, you answer the question about your hometown, in this example, Hargeisa, and then you can add more details. It's a busy and expanding city, but it still feels peaceful and safe. Step 2 is to add a detail or reason to support your answer. In recent years, it has developed quickly, with new businesses and improved infrastructure. So, developed quickly, new businesses, and improved infrastructure are all details that support the fact that Hargeisa is expanding. And finally, step 3. Step 3 is to provide an example to further support your answer. For example, areas like Jijigayar remain residential and calm, even though new malls and roads are being built nearby. So these terms, residential and calm, support your first sentence because it is an example of Hargeisa remaining peaceful. So residential and calm support the part of your first sentence that say Hargeisa is still peaceful. And then new malls and new roads support the expansion that you mentioned in your first sentence. So here is the full model answer. all three parts together. My hometown, Hargeisa, is a busy and expanding city, but it still feels peaceful and safe. In recent years, it has developed quickly with new businesses and improved infrastructure. For example, areas like Jijigayar remain residential and calm, even though new malls and roads are being built nearby. So, what is the ideal length of a Part 1 answer? 10 to 20 seconds as far as time, so your answer should be 10 to 20 seconds long, and it should be 2 to 3 sentences long. So you can fit all three parts into 2 sentences, but it shouldn't be only 1 sentence, and it shouldn't be longer than 3. So no long stories. You should save your stories for Part 2. There will be plenty of time for stories when you answer Part 2. Now that we know what to do, here are some things to avoid. Avoid one-word or one-sentence answers. Avoid memorized paragraphs. The examiner will know if you tried to memorize your answer. And avoid long stories. With the 1, 2, 3 method, your answer will sound natural, controlled, and structured. So, if you are a subscriber, you can practice answering this question in the speaking group. Remember, build your answer with the 1, 2, 3 method. Start with a direct answer. Support that answer with a detail or reason. And finish with an example. That's it for today. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next lesson.